So welcome back to Trekyards Legends. This is part three
Whew.
and conclusion of the Bird of Prey. So yeah, let's get underway with that.
So in terms of design, let's start from the beginning, the Enterprise version, which I love, like I said. It's a far more bulky version, feeling far less refined, a pure gunboat in space. I mean, the amount of weapons that has is ridiculous. It's armed to the teeth and looks really mean. But I do love this design. I think it is one of my favourite Trek designs because it's taking one of the most classic, iconic ships of Trek history and then not only I don't know, just altering it in such a cool way. I don't even know why I like it so much, but I do. It's really cool. I want one, and I'm getting one soon with the Star Trek collection. uh, yeah, I love the changes. I love the shape, and it looks good from almost every angle. Even the lower turret is pretty cool. I think, although it's obviously new canon from a newer ship, I quite like the idea that the Klingons went from having these far more militaristic weapon gunboat style ships that when they gained the cloaking technology from the Romulans in TOS, suddenly they couldn't obviously spend the power on weapons and shields. They had to sort of sidestep that to cloaking technology. So they went from being far more weapon orientated to being more strategic. And the Bird of Prey fitted so many roles that makes a lot of sense to me.
I personally do not like the early Enterprise Bird of Prey. Look at the hate. Look at the hate. I just think it's a very ugly ship, and the evolution to the more recognized design seems a lot nicer, in my opinion. The Enterprise one does resemble an actual Klingon ship, how it would look. Like I mentioned earlier, the Bird of Prey design has all the hallmarks of a Romulan ship
Yes,
design.
yes.
The color, the bird name, the design elements, the designation, everything. So I really think the original idea that it was a Romulan design that the Klingons were merely using makes more sense. However, as also mentioned earlier, in this bastardized Enterprise version, pretty much proves that the Klingons had this design early on, much before the Romulan-Klingon alliance. So I must concede to actual canon and admit that this is truly a Klingon ship, at least officially.
So one big thing about Bird of Prey, like we said earlier, is the confusion in the size, because it is a bit ridiculous. Most notably in Star Trek 4, the size of the ship changed several times within the film itself, which you can't actually answer in canon. You just can't. But there are reasons for this, maybe not that version, apart from it need to be certain sizes. I think we can still accept it. It's a really cool ship, but Stuart, why? What are the reasons for confusions in size?
Well, ironically, it seems like the non-canon information is actually, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'm really a firm believer that they needed to stay with the FASTA information as a whole, as it was already well thought out and really established. But then the production team decided to mess with it and just basically say it never existed when TNG rolled around. So it does make sense that there are modifications to space frames, and sizes of the ship would be modified and changed over years as new equipment was installed. But a 600 plus meter long Bird of Prey, I mean, come on, really?
Just build another Nevar. Come on, it's a far superior ship. Come on.
Yeah, and it dwarfs the D7s and the Vorchik class. It just seems like a little ridiculous to me. The original Burrell class 88 meter long ship seems much more realistic as a scout ship. But I do understand why they felt they needed to beef it up to match larger ships in the next generation era and make it an actual threat.
So why is the ship so iconic? And I think we can both agree it is very, very iconic. I think one of the biggest things to note is that it came around in one of the most anticipated films in the Star Trek timeline. Star Trek 3, Search for Spock. Spock had just died, spoilers. And this was the first sort of new enemy ship that we saw. It also had a commander, Commander Krug, played by Christopher Lloyd, which was a great character. And, gotta be honest, kind of went toe-to-toe with the Enterprise and won. Yes, the Enterprise might have been, no crew and blah, blah, but we still saw it get blown up on screen by a Bird of Prey, and that's pretty impressive.
So yeah, it's a cool design, looks amazing, and it's very versatile, so it's got a lot going for it. It's something different, and since it's taken from the natural world, like the design of birds in flight, I think people kind of identify with it on a subconscious level. Okay. Well, I love the ship, but I really think they should have stayed true to the original Romulan storyline, as it very clearly, looks much more Romulan in design than Klingon, especially in the movie era, because all we had seen is D7s prior to that. So think about that for a second. Anyway, It just confuses me so much that they totally scrapped the Romulan connection by making the early version of it in Enterprise. I can see why they did it. Pulp culture, new show. We have to include it in some form.
And it was
so
cool.
I kind of get that. And it's cool, apparently. My favorite feature of this ship would definitely be the variable wing configurations.
That is quite cool.
The favorite look of which would be when they're in the upward or landing configuration. I really think that looks cool coming in. So, the thing I like least would have to be the size conundrum that we have going on. I mean, get your facts straight and give us some concrete proof as to sizes. Like I said earlier, I'm surprised that so many mistakes were made regarding size over the years, especially by the Star Trek team. Like I said earlier, it just seems more like a JJ mistake to me, or like really bad 70s sci-fi.
Yeah. I think if I was sort of going to go with the other things I don't like, I think they should have, apart from the size issue, they should have come up with a more gunboat version, which would have had the Enterprise era turrets at the bottom, because they're really cool. I think you could definitely shove more guns on that. It would have been awesome. I don't actually like the under wing painting. I don't think it needs it. It's awesome. It looks great, but as wings, no, I don't think it works.
Romulan design.
Mm-hmm. And I do think it fits in with the Klingon design aesthetic with the Dvorcha and Catan, well, not Catan so much, but Dvorcha. I don't think it fits in with the Dodrex as much. Maybe more the Nixon, but that's because everything's going streamlined in the future.
True, I will agree with that a little bit. But if you take it back to the Klingon-Romulan alliance, where the Romulans acquired the D7s, and then it kind of became the heart of their space or deep space defense force, as we see in the Enterprise incident, clearly the Romulans liked the design of the D7s and would naturally have made a ship similar, but with their own distinct twist. So if you take that into consideration, it looks like a D7 that's been Romulanized. That's all I have to say about that. I'm right, and that's just the way it is.
So there we have it. There's our first Legends special. Wow, that was a long one, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. So that was a 3-part special, but at some point soon we're going to release the full and extended version. Extra bits, extra talking, lots more of us. So look forward to that and watch it when it comes out.
Yeah. So now it's time for verses. So like with the rest of the Trekyards, the next Legend ship is the one that we're going to be fighting against. So let's say we go with the Excelsior class. Right?
I like it.
Captain Sula's ship, as well as Enterprise B, a famous ship, and the ship that was called the Great Experiment.
Great failed experiment.
I agree.
So this week I get the Excelsior and you get the Bird of Prey, but since there's at least two canonical versions, the Burrell and Cavort, we're going to be doing 2 different verses. So first of all, we're going to have the Excelsior versus the Burrell, or Burrell versus Excelsior, from the same time period. Not the Chang's Bird of Prey, because that would be unfair, and we've already seen that battle. And then we're going to do the Cavort versus the DS9 Lakota version of the Excelsior class. So 2 different battles, 2 different results. Let's see. Who wants to go first?
So no Chang's Bird of Prey? We never cheat in Trekyards. We never add additional things in Trekyards. No, never. Okay, fine. Legit. Yep. So we got the Burrell versus the Excelsior.
Yes.
Now, is this Excelsior manned by like 5 people and all fully automated and damaged and Star Trek 3 conditions?
This is a completely functional Burrell and a completely functional Sulu Excelsior.
Wow, I'm dead. Very maneuverable. I have the cloaking device, but I got that little distortion thing going on, so you could detect me for sure. I don't know, come around behind, decloak, get a few shots in with the photon torpedoes, a couple disruptor blasts, cloak again, try not to get nailed while I'm cloaking, and swing around, I don't know, strategy and stuff.
I think probably it is a sort of attack craft. You could probably surprise attack, and if you get a good couple of torpedoes in, you could probably rip through my, stop me before I even get my shields up, take out my shield generator, then it'd be a serious fight, wouldn't it?
Yeah, true.
But I think I'm a heavy cruiser. For the era, very, very powerful. I mean, I'm stronger than the Constitution class. You know, it's a powerful ship. So Fire some phasers, fire some torpedoes, powerful shields. You probably had dodged quite a lot of my phasers. Definitely dodged a few torpedoes. Unless I use the exhaust pipe trick, then you're screwed.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty much screwed. So I agree with that.
Excelsior!
Yeah, I think in my death blows though, or my death throws, I would probably warp into you and just kind of take you out.
You'd Picard maneuver, suicide Picard maneuver.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god, watch out for that. And then Cavort versus Lakota, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the latest DS9 class Cavort built for war, designed to fight the Dominion. Shall I start this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Lakota, as we knew from the episode, is just sort of not a one-off, but it was specially modified. It showed the full potential of the Excelsior class at late DS9, equipped with the latest phasers, latest torpedoes, extra hull armor, and even the Define. We're not trying to destroy it, but trying to disable it. Had a very tough time going through its shields, so it's a powerful ship. I could, again, same issues with the last ship, although you're a lot bigger this time, around about the same size, give or take, so I could probably hit you a lot more, but your shield's are a lot more powerful. I'm sure in those days, because I don't think we really saw in DS9 the cloak being a huge problem in terms of the detectability. I think your cloak was at that time pretty much, not see-through at all, so therefore you'd be a great surprise attack. But I think once you attacked me, my shields would definitely hold. Fire some torpedoes, quantums I think at this point. I think it'd be quite a long battle. I think we're quite well matched. I'm just rambling now, but yeah.
Now, do I have the 678-foot to tie class, the biggest one?
Do you want that one? Should I give you the 600? Is that fairer?
Well, no, because I honestly think that the Cavort would be a match for the Excelsior, very equally matched. I, of course, do have the element of surprise with the cloaking device, so a little bit of strategy, and I don't know, I think I could deal you some serious damage at least.
I think I've got shields and hull plating, special hull armor. I think I will be able to take it. I think you'd definitely be able to do some damage, but I don't know if you'd be able to rip through it so much.
No, I don't know. This is a tough one. Like I said, these are pretty equally matched. It's not like we have a size difference from the 88-meter long Burrell to the Excelsior. These are pretty much the same class ship. So
a big thing about Klingon ships, I sort of feel, is that they work in packs almost. You never normally see a single, in terms of the Klingon KDF, actually flying out as a one ship. You always see squadrons, or at least a Vorchar with several supports. So I think in that sort of situation, you might even have 3 of those ships, and that would be some serious, But one-on-one, yeah, I don't know.
Well, like one-on-one, I mean, I'm a Romulan design, so I have a plasma torpedo. So the plasma torpedo will definitely knock you out pretty well. Yeah, and stuff.
Well, remember, I have quantums. 1 quantum torpedo. Ooh, that's going to hurt.
This is true. Yeah, I don't know how to call this one.
Are you quick enough to avoid it? I don't know.
Well, I am a captain after all. You're just a commander, so...
Should we call that one a draw then?
Yeah, let's call it a draw. Why not?
Okay. Pretty good then. Cool.
All right, well, guys, thank you for watching Trekyards Legends.
Sitting
hope
through
you guys
it all.
Enjoyed it. What's that?
Sitting through it all. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We are endeavoring to make great shows for you, and we are having fun doing it. We're learning lots of stuff. So
yeah, this episode's been a big, learning curve for Bird of Prey. I mean, really.
Yeah, I did learn a lot. And in the comments below, please let us know if you think it's a Romulan design. If you think, who do you agree with? Commander Calkins or Captain Foley?
And I want you all to tell us that you love the Enterprise version, that you think it's a really cool version. I want to hear that as well. Tell us.
Yes, please tell us how much you love the Enterprise version, because it's such a nice looking ship. Anyway, as always, check out the Trekyards.com website, Facebook page, Twitter account. There's lots of stuff always going on, new announcements, and we have a show every Saturday now, so lots of cool stuff. So stay tuned.
It's a bright time,
all right.
and yeah, you're gonna love this the whole month and coming.
Yeah. And if you haven't already watched it, watch the promo video. We discuss what's going on.
and make sure you subscribe because there's one every single week, and you want to know when it comes out, and you want to watch it straight away, and leave us a great comment. So subscribe and yeah, check it out.
Yeah. All right, guys. So this is Captain Foley and Commander Calkins signing off until next time.
See ya, guys. Bye.
Bye bye.